हरि ओम्। ॐ पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणीं प्रपन्नपारिजाताय तोत्रवेत्रैकपाणये ज्ञानमुद्राय कृष्णाय गीतामृतदुहे नमः। वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानामालयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पाद शङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्। Bhagavad Gita, a conversation with God daily. Today, we begin the 7th chapter. Shri Bhagavanuvacha Mayyasaktamanah Partha Yogam Yunjanmadashrayah Asamshayam Samagram Mam Yatha Nyasyasi Tachrunu. So far, the paths to be followed by a living being to attain liberation were explained. Jnana Yoga, Karma Yoga, and then Dhyana Yoga. All these were explained. And from this 7th chapter, the nature of Brahman, what Brahman actually is. You have to realize that Brahman, and that is the most important thing. That is the utmost goal of your life, and for that various paths, everything was explained. So, of what nature is that Brahman? To realize which I have to strive so much. That question will naturally arise, and here begins the explanation of Brahman. Maya Sakta Manah Partha Yogam Yunjan Madashrayah. One who is totally attached to me, all his thoughts are actually converged on me. And Yogam Yunjan, having controlled his mind. Madashrayaha, I am his only refuge. He doesn't think of anything else or anybody else as his refuge. There may be people who actually desiring for various things in life. They perform various actions in order to satisfy those desires. Some perform Agnihotra, some do penance, some actually give in charity. But this person, he is totally devoted to me. Such a person who knows nothing but me. Here that me means Mayi Bhakshyamana Visheshane Parameshwara Asaktam Mano Yasya Sa Maya Sakta Manaha. By saying one who is totally attached to me, one whose thoughts are totally on me, here it is meant as the Supreme God. As Krishna is Supreme God, he says me. Asanshayam, such a person who knows nothing other than me. He, without any doubt, attains my knowledge. That is, he totally understands me. Samagram Mam, totally. All my aspects become known to him. My Vibhuti, Bala, Shakti, Aishwarya, my greatness, my strength, my power, and my grandeur, everything. He gets a clear idea about everything. And what he actually understands, what is it that he understands? You listen, I'll tell you that. Starts Krishna. God is like this. God means this. Who is God actually? What is God? What is Brahman? That is what is going to be explained. Jnanam teham savijnanam idam vakshyam yaseshataha yajñatva neha bhuyonyat jnatavyam avasishyate. Jnanam teham savijnanam. Jnanam means the knowledge obtained from the Shastras, from the scriptures. Whatever you learn by reading various Shastras. And Vijnanam means the actual practical experience of what you learnt from the books. Whatever the Shastras say, you should be able to experience it. They have been constantly saying, you are that Supreme Brahman. You are in no way different from that Brahman. Okay, now we know that. We have heard it so many times. But it should come in our experience, right? We should be able to see ourselves in all living beings and all living beings in us. We should be able to see just the Brahman everywhere and nothing else. It should come in our experience. That is called Vijnanam. And I will actually now tell you both. I'll tell you the actual facts and you will also the actual experience of it. Yanyatva, knowing this. Neha bhuyo anyat jnatavyam avasishyate. If you actually know whatever I am going to tell you, then nothing else remains to be known on this earth. You need not know anything else. That means everything becomes clear by knowing this. All knowledge in this entire universe is a subset of this knowledge. The knowledge of the Brahman actually includes within itself the knowledge of everything. Brahman is everything. So if you know Brahman, you know everything. The Chandogya Upanishad says, Yena shrutam shrutam bhavati amatam matam avijñātam vijñātam iti katham nu bhagavaha sa adesho bhavati iti. Knowing that particular thing, everything unheard of becomes heard. Everything that was not known becomes known. So something like that exists. Some knowledge like that exists, and that is Brahma Vidya. I am going to now impart to you that knowledge. Manushyanam sahasreshu kaschid yatati siddhaye yatatamapi siddhanam kaschin mam veti tattvataha. Among the millions and millions and millions of human beings on this earth, a very few actually strive for knowing that Brahman. That thought itself, only a very few get. Yatadamapi siddhanam, and among those very few who put in effort to actually realize the Brahman. Here it is said siddhanam. Siddhanam means one who has actually succeeded. Only if you succeed, you are called a siddha. If you have already attained the goal. Here how come now only he is actually trying for the ultimate wisdom, trying to get liberated. Why is it that he is already called a siddha? Means a person who actually desires for liberation. One who puts in effort for that is already a successful person. You have already succeeded in life if you are going to actually earn for liberation. And among those very few who actually try for it, even fewer, just a few actually realize me. Actually understand me properly as to what I am. Bhumirapo nalo vayuhu kham mano buddhirev cha ahankara iti yam me bhinna prakritirashtadha. So first Krishna gives an introduction. Look, whatever I am going to say, it's so very difficult for anyone to attain. It is so great, of immense value. It is the highest knowledge that is available in this universe. All this he says, and now actually starts explaining. Bhumirapo analo vayuhu kam. The 5 elements: earth, water, fire, air and ether. These 5, here by saying these 5, the subtle elements, their subtle forms are actually said. The Prithvi Tanmatra, the Actually, the subtle element of earth is smell, and that of water is taste, and that of fire is form, and that of air is touch, and that of ether is sound. First, it is sound for Akasha, and then when we come to air, we are able to feel the touch. When a gentle breeze blows, we are able to feel it. So it has that quality of touch. It also has the quality of sound, but its own unique quality, that which comes into existence only from this air, is touch. And then next comes fire. It has sound, touch, and also a form. We can see fire. Before that, we cannot see ether, we cannot see air. But now we can see fire. Next is water. We can taste water. And water also has the other three: a form, the touch, and sound. And finally, earth has its own peculiar smell, right? We say when it is about to rain, just it drizzles slightly, then man vasana varudhu. So the earth has a very good smell to it. These tanmatras, these five: smell, taste, sight, touch, and sound. And then mano buddhirevacha. Here the reason for the mind is ahankara. So many thoughts arise only because we have that I feeling. And next, buddhi, the reasoning power. The basis for that is mahattattva, the total cosmic reasoning power. And then by ahankara, here prakriti is meant, the unmanifested first cause of the universe. All vasanas together in the unmanifested form is there. That only then gets manifested into this universe. So that prakriti. These actually are the 8 types of prakriti, says the Lord. 8 types. Generally, we say the tattvas, 24 tattvas, but here in a concise form, these 8 are said. अपरेयमितस्त्वन्यां प्रकृतिं विद्धि मे परां जीवभूतां महाबाहो ययेदं धार्यते जगत्. And apart from this prakriti, there exists another prakriti which is superior to what has already been explained. What has already been explained? All the 8, the 5 tanmatras, and then the ahankara, mahattattva, and the prakriti or the unmanifest first cause. All these are inert. They are all jada. They don't have life to them. Everything in this universe is inert. Only when that Atma Chaitanya is present, it gets life. Everything is inert otherwise. So, whatever was explained previously, all are inert. And now, so superior to that Prakriti is another Prakriti, which is actually the life for everything. The Brahman actually enters everything, and because he is there as the Antaryami, everything in this universe happens. That Chaitanya, which is there inside, is the superior Prakriti. So the next Prakriti, two types of Prakriti have been explained. The Kshetra and the Kshetrajna. Kshetra is the everything inert, and Kshetrajna is that Chaitanya. Both is the Brahman. एतद्योनीनि भूतानि सर्वाणीत्युपधारय अहं कृत्स्नस्य जगतः प्रभवः प्रलयस्तथा. So understand that these two prakritis actually form the womb of entire creation. Only from these two everything is created. The 8 which we said, and the life, which actually the Chaitanya, which is in all these. So these two Prakriti form the basis for all creation. Anything is created only by this. The Brahman itself became everything, and then it entered everything also. As Antaryami, it is there always inside the Chaitanya, due to which we are able to do everything. So nothing exists in this universe apart from the Brahman. That Brahman is everything. Aham Kritsnasya Jagatah. So I am totally the cause for the creation and annihilation of this universe. There is nothing else apart from me. Not that there was some raw material apart from Brahman, and with that raw material, the Brahman actually, by its willpower, it created this universe. No. That raw material also is Brahman. And one who actually created is also Brahman. And one who is actually the force behind everything, the Chaitanya behind the functioning of the universe, is also Brahman. So totally I am the cause behind the creation and finally the annihilation of this universe. Mattah parataram nanyat kinchidasti dhananjaya mayi sarvamidam protam sutre maniganayiva. Mattah parataram nanyat kinchidasti. What I said now. So Arjuna, there is nothing else apart from me that exists in this universe. I am the basis for everything. Mayi sarvam idam protam sutre manigana iva. Like how many beads are stringed together by a thread. That thread actually runs through all the beads and they are all held together by that thread. Similarly, I am the basis that holds together this entire universe. There is a cloth we see a cloth, but actually this cloth, if you just take it out, then finally just threads. So many threads together have been weaved together to form this cloth. Now we are not able to see the thread. Only the cloth is visible, but this cloth is nothing but threads woven together. Like that, I am the basic thread of this universe. So many threads woven together. So that Brahman only runs through everything, and that is the basis, the basic thread. We are able to just see the cloth, the various forms in this universe, but as the basis, there is the Brahman there. We'll stop with this for today. We'll continue tomorrow. Hari Om.